I am Abhimanyu, son of Arjuna, nephew of Krishna. But if you remember me because of my bloodline, then you have not truly understood my story. I was not remembered because of who my father was, I was remembered because of the choice I made when the world stood against me. Before I opened my eyes to the world, I had already begun learning about it. While still in my mother Subhadra's womb, I listened as my father explained the secrets of warfare, the Chakravyuha, a formation designed not just to defeat but to trap, confuse, and destroy. I learned how to enter it, every turn, every opening. But destiny interrupted the lesson. Krishna drew my mother away, and the knowledge was left incomplete. I knew how to go in, but I never learned how to come out. That incomplete stage became my fate. From childhood, people watched me carefully, some with pride, some with fear. They said, he carries too much fire, he's too young to know war. I did not feel like a legend. I felt like a boy trying to become worthy of the name I carried. Every year I practiced with, I asked myself, would this save someone or only glorify me? Destiny does not speak loudly, it whispers. I watched my uncles, my teachers, kings, and warriors who had seen decades of battle, and sometimes I wondered, would they fall before me? Would I be forced to grow old without them? When elders walk into the war, they carry memories. When the young walk in, we carry responsibilities, and that is heavier. Long before the 13th day, I had already accepted something, that my life might not stretch as long as my dreams. I did not tell anyone, not my wife, not my family, because courage is quiet. It does not announce itself. It simply stays when escape is possible. On the 13th day of battle, the enemy formed the Chakravyuha. The field tightened, veterans stopped, horses trembled, the air thickened. No one stepped forward. Then, all eyes turned to me. I was young, I was untested, and yet I stood. Not because I believed I would live, but because someone had to move when everyone else was still. Dharma does not wait for perfect warriors, it waits for willing ones. People ask, are you afraid? Yes, terribly. Bravery is not the absence of fear, it is fear walking forward anyway. I knew the rules would fail inside that formation. I knew I might be surrounded, but if I did nothing, thousands would fall. So I chose weight over safety. That is not foolishness, that is duty. Before entering, I closed my eyes, not to ask for survival, only clarity. Let my heart not tremble, let my arm not betray me, let my purpose remain clean. Some prayers are not spoken aloud, they are lived. Inside the Chakravyuha, everything closed around me. Dust in the air, weapons flashing, men shouting from all sides. Warriors attacked together instead of one by one. Arrows rushed past my body, and the rules of battle began to fall apart. Still, I did not step back, even when my chariot broke, even when my bow snapped, even when my sword slipped from my hands. I stayed on my feet, held upright by something stronger than armor. I fought with broken wheels, with wounded hands, with whatever strength remained in me. Not to win, not for praise, but because Dharma does not leave when the body grows weak. And the warrior's duty is not how long he stands, only about whether he refuses to kneel when the danger poses him. My story is not only about battlefields. It belongs to classrooms, offices, homes, and those quiet moments when you are afraid to speak, afraid to step forward, and afraid to stay alone. Many times when you feel too young, too unsure, or too small to make a difference. But change does not wait for the perfect people. It begins when someone decides to act anyway. The world does not move forward just because people survive. It moves forward because a few chose to live as simple examples for others. Sometimes, simply standing firm is already a form of victory, even when your voice shakes and your hands tremble. Let the way you live quietly declare, I did not remain silent when it mattered, and I did not turn away when it was time to stand. I did not escape the circle of weapons, yet I did not escape my responsibility either. My body fell on the field, but my spirit did not go. Steel surrounded me, numbers closed in, and the loss of war faded. Yet the decision to stand remained my own. I walked into danger knowing the cost, not because I was fearless, but because duty asked me more than safety ever could. History does not always remember the length of a life. It remembers the strength of choice made when everything was at risk, when retreat was easier than stepping forward, and silence safer than resistance. It remembers the moment someone chose principles over protection and stood firm even as the world pressed in. I was young, with hope still forming, paths unexplored, and loved ones waiting beyond the smoke and dust. And I still stepped forward, carrying unfinished dreams and unspoken goodbyes. Because some lives are not counted in years, but in courage, clarity of purpose, and willingness to act when the time arrives. Remember this, not every life is meant to be long. Some are meant to be shine brightly enough to light the way for others long after body has fallen. To become quite beckons for those who will one day face their own circles of fear and doubt. And if you must fall, fall facing forward, having chosen what was right over what was comfortable, having stayed when retreat was easier, knowing in your final breath that you did not turn away when the world asked you to stand, and that's your life, whatever its length, was lived with meaning.